Thank you very much. How ICT can support teachers was a group which had participants from Africa, Asia, CIS states, Europe, and North America. And there were certain things which were in common between participants from all these different regions. One was the uneven development of ICT infrastructure, from access to internet of 80 to 90% in North America and Europe to less than 5% in some countries in sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia. On the other hand, 40% of the world's people are now connected in some form or the other thanks to the rise of mobile telephony. The second commonality was the linguistic and cultural diversity of the group, which resulted in huge variations in their experience of teacher training and what is happening in education in different countries. And what most participants felt was that context was of paramount importance, and most people believed that ICT will not replace the teacher, but will complement and supplement the teacher and teaching practices, and in fact ICT will support teachers to become better teachers and will have more time at their hands. So what we've done is we've distilled the rich discussions into 6 issues and the solutions and recommendations related to those issues. The first was lack of policy support and funding for ICT. This was the issue. And the solutions could be integrating ICT into national education policies, seeking appropriate funding from public, development, and private partners. And the recommendation relating to this was that countries should adopt policies on ICT in education and appropriately and realistically fund policy objectives. The second issue related to lack of appropriate infrastructure and availability of ICT. The solution to this would be development of infrastructure, use of solar energy, faster utilization of resources, and just-in-time training. The recommendations would be that schools have reliable and equitable access to ICT infrastructure, including broadband connectivity. The third issue relates to capacity and lack of capacity among teachers in harnessing ICTs. The solution would be use of massive open online courses or MOOCs or appropriate technologies according to the context to develop capacity at scale. And the recommendation would be development partners to work with governments and institutions to build the capacity of head teachers and teachers in ICT integration for teaching and skills development. The fourth issue relates to lack of appropriate content in local languages. The solution would be to develop capacity in the creation, adaptation, and localization of content. The recommendation would be create policies that encourage the localization of quality content and elaborate open education resources or OER policies at the national and institutional levels. The fifth issue, lack of gender awareness in ICT teaching and learning, which results in greater gender inequality. The solution would be to mainstream gender into ICT policies, practices, teacher training, and research. And the recommendation relating to this would be policies need to integrate awareness of gender and ICT to remove barriers that interfere with girls' and women's access to technology and success in ICT learning and related fields. And the last but not least issue relates to accommodating students with special needs and opening new doors of opportunity for students with disabilities. The solution would be to involve learners and their families in the design and use of assistive technologies. The recommendation would be to train pre- and in-service teachers to use assistive technologies to help students with special needs. And with that, let me thank you for your kind attention.